الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين آله وصحبه أجمعين. أرحب بالحضور المتواجد في القاعة في هذه الجلسة الصباحية العلمية من أساتذة. نبدأ بالأساتذة. نبدأ بالضيوف، والأستاذ سناني عبد الناصر والأستاذ بوفولة. أرحب بزملائي الثواتي وزميلتي رزقية والأستاذ المشرف الأستاذ بهتام عبد القادر. نجتمع إذن في هذه الجلسة العلمية لمناقشة أطروحة الدكتوراه من إعداد الطالب شعيب بوهيدل، وأنا بدوري كذلك أرحب به وأرحب بالحضور الكريم المتواجد في القاعة. وهذه ثاني تجربة أو ثاني مناقشة لأول مشروع دكتوراه على مستوى قسم علم النفس، ونتمنى أن تكون هذه الأطروحة متميزة ومناقشة مفيدة لإثراء هذا العمل الذي نلمس فيه كذلك التميز من حيث الموضوع ومن حيث أنه تم إعداده كذلك باللغة الإنجليزية، وهذه نقطة إيجابية ومتميزة تحتسب للقسم وتحتسب لجامعة غالبا. نتمنى أيضا أن يكون الملخص وافي ويلتزم الطالب بالوقت المخصص له، ويتفضل بتقديم الملخص.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، صلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين. قبل البدء اولا احييك استاذه رئيسه اللجنه الاستاذه ابراهيميه، احيي اعضاء اللجنه الاستاذ سناني، الاستاذ بن الشيخ والاستاذ بوخميس والاستاذ تواتي، واخص كذلك بالتحيه الاستاذ المشرف الاستاذ بهتان عبد القادر. اقول له جزاك الله كل خير، كنت نعم المشرف وانت راك قدوه للباحثين. ابدا احيي كذلك الحضور الكريم، احيي والدي، وابدا ولن اطيل. اولا عنوان الاطروحه. استاذ ننتقل اللغه الانجليزيه.
نعم.
The title of my thesis is the effectiveness of playing by using virtual reality technology in developing the skills of children with autism spectrum disorder. The abstract is as follows. Technological media has spread more than ever before. In this context, and within the framework of the experimental method, the study aims to apply the virtual reality technique, particularly the virtual screen, to a sample six person, their age between 7 and 12, of children with autism spectrum disorder, to stimulate and develop their social, communicative, and emotional learning skills. The duration of the experiment extended. To about 3 months, during which educational play sessions were conducted. 2 measures were applied: pre-test and post-test, using the Childhood Autism Rating Scale to demonstrate the effectiveness of the virtual reality technique for the sample under study. The findings indicated a significant effectiveness of the virtual reality technique in developing learning, communicative, emotional, and social skills among the sample studied. And this is the abstract. Now we go to introduction. The language of artificial intelligence has imposed itself in such a way that if used at its best, it will enhance human mental and behavioral abilities, especially among individuals with special needs. In this study, the virtual reality technique was intentionally used to develop key skills that are social, communicative, and emotional interaction in children with autism spectrum disorder. Now, I give you the study proposal. The first chapter that contains problematic, hypothesis, definition of terms, study significance, and previous studies. The theoretical side contains Chapter 2, Spectrum Autism Disorder, Chapter 3, Virtual Reality, Chapter 4, Therapeutic Technological Approach. In practical side, we have Chapter 5, Game of the Study, Chapter 6, Field Procedures of the Study, Chapter 7, Presentation and Analysis of the Findings, Chapter 8, Discussion of the Findings. Our problematic is as follows. We ask about the topic of virtual reality technology is addressed in relation to activating the development of some basic skills in children with autism spectrum disorder. This leads to the following question. To what extent the effectiveness of playing with virtual reality technology in activating the skills development of children with autism spectrum disorder? As an answer about this problematic, we put three hypotheses that are the playing by using virtual reality technology activates the development of the social interaction. Second hypothesis, the playing by using virtual reality technology activates the development of communication. Third, the playing by using virtual reality technology activates the development of emotional behavior. The significance of this study, supporting the virtual reality approach in developing the skills of individuals on autism spectrum or individuals with autism spectrum. Promoting the use of virtual reality in psychological field due to the safe environments it provides. 3. Providing more opportunities for parents to engage with their children and taking greater responsibility instead of relying solely on centers, allowing them to understand their children better by using virtual reality technology while subjecting the child to a weekly evaluation by specialists to assess their progress. Now I give you the terms of the study, or the important terms. First, we have socialization. That means social interaction and integration with peers. Communication, sending a comprehensive message to receptor. Emotion, expressing feelings due to stimulus like laughing at something fun. واقع افتراضي VR, a technology that enables users to enter and interact with computer worlds through sight, sound, and touch. Autism spectrum disorder, or in our abbreviation we find the ASD. This means every child diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, mild to severe autism. In last, virtual screening, a device placed on the child's eyes through which he experiences a virtual reality. The study method. The method they use is experimental method. The evaluation is conducted both before and after using the childhood autism rating scale, in abbreviation the CARS. The sample is autistic children. We use the watching by the child watch to we make them watch the video of the game designed to serve research objective using virtual reality technology. And at the end, we make an evaluation to determine any improvements in the child's abilities. Now the cases study, or the studied cases. The study location. The study was conducted at the Center of Handicapped Children, العمارة العربي تقصير سنة 2 in Constantine. The cases studied is 6 children with ASD. Their age is between 7 and 12. Abilities with approximative abilities. The study tools, we use research observation and clinical observation, the research interview with psychologists, the research interview with educators, and the CARS and the technique of virtual reality technology. findings. Findings of clinical observation. Growth in social interaction and language among the sample individuals, and the repetition of words learned from the virtual screen. Findings of the research observation. Growth in reactive behaviors and responses when asked questions or requested something specific, for example, from the child. Growth in communication with the researcher or care team. 3. Emotions appropriate to the situation. 4. The desire to play and constantly watch the virtual screen. Findings of research interview with psychologists. Increased motivation for learning among the sample participants. Passion for using the virtual screen. Expression of joy during and after viewing. Findings of research interview with educators. Waiting to use the virtual screen, attachments to using the virtual screen, pronunciation and linguistic expression of objects in virtual reality and in real situation. The findings of applying virtual reality technology. The emergence of interactive behaviors with educators that were not present before, such as using words learned from the virtual screen, like rabbit, camel, table, in modern standard Arabic, means Fusha, as they were heard on the virtual screen. 2. The ability to name things in reality after seeing them on the visual screen, such as chair, table, house, etc. 3. Responding easily when an individual from the sample is asked about any content on the virtual screen or in reality, and naming things. 4. The presence of linguistic excitement among the individuals in the sample. The child's ease in responding to educators' requests after watching the virtual screen. Happiness opened successfully, naming a specific item on the virtual screen and clapping with educators or researcher. Anger when the child is punished by being deprived of the virtual screen if they display undesirable behavior. And last, calmness throughout the duration of watching the virtual screen. Findings and comparison between pre and post measurement degrees of cars. Here I will give just an example. For example, with the case MT, we have in the item of contacting with people, when we make a pre-measure, we have 4, the degree of the cars. And after we use the virtual reality and we make a post measurements, we have 3. So we have an improvement with 1 degree. Discussion. The results obtained through the approved research tools and the pre and post measurements using the childhood autism rating scale, the CARS, predominantly show improvement in certain skills. For instance, regarding the CARS results, it is noted that in the communication with people item, there is growth of 1 or half a degree in nearly all individuals in the sample. This is supported by the study of Didehbani et al., which states that virtual reality aids in overcoming social disabilities. In terms of the imitation item, improvement was observed with MT gaining 1 degree and also EA gaining half a degree. As for the emotional response item, growth was noted in MT where the score changed from 3.5 to 2.5. However, the scores for the rest remained the same in both pre and post measurements, ranging between 2 and 3. Regarding the item of using objects, skill improvements was noted for 3 individuals out of the total sample of 6, with growth of half a degree, possibly attributed to the virtual screen, which is inherently stimulate interaction with objects and dolls. In terms of visual response, skill growth was also noted at half a degree for half of the sample members, which is logical as the virtual screen aims to direct the person's attention to the stimuli before anything else. This is aligned with the findings of Aristide Bartolon and Garcia Zapiran, which assert that virtual reality technology relies on imitation skills and stimulates visual and auditory senses. For the auditory response, there was a skill growth of 1 degree for LMT and half degree for both AB and BY cases. It can be said that this is very logical because virtual content primarily focuses on stimulating vision and hearing and sending stimuli to them. This conclusion may be supported by a study by Brilliance et al., which found that playing video games can activate important areas for the brain, including those responsible for vision and hearing. This hypothesis can also be demonstrated through research and clinical observations, as growth was evident after the sample underwent virtual reality technology in terms of social interaction and communication, such as dialogue and word repetition. Additionally, there was growth in emotional responses such as laughing at virtual stimuli and expressing joy after completing experience. The aforementioned results can be further supported by an interview with psychologists who confirmed the noticeable improvement in the sample's performance on social, communicative, and emotional levels. Overall, the childhood autism rating scale requires a large sample. Research interviews and clinical observation were also adopted as they provide significant data regarding the development of the skills under study to address the hypothesis. In last, we have the conclusion. It is true that the research is limited to a number of cases, but the clinical cases were followed evolutionary regarding the effectiveness of virtual reality technology in developing the skills of children with autism spectrum disorder. The research started from the possibility of teaching children subjects using virtual reality technology and whether this technology is effective in that regard. All hypotheses were verified and the effectiveness of this technology is providing support and developing various skills in children became evident. Therefore, this technology can be initially considered for supporting the psychological care of children with ASD, especially since it provides them with interactive scenes away from our reality, making them feel as if they watching animated cartoons or existing in their own world, which helps them concentrate intensely on its content, a phenomenon referred to as immersion. In general, we aim to study the topic of ASD, which the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research focused on in previous years. This research is significant for expanding, improving, and supporting the care of individuals with ASD by developing therapeutic tools through scientific research, due to the worsening of this disorder and the ongoing uncertainty regarding its causes, as well as the absence of complete pharmacological treatment to date. It is essential to enhance care as much as possible by relying on experiments and developing behavioral therapeutic methods that are effective in care and treatment from another perspective. Recommendations and perspectives. The research requires more studies and field research, especially the application of the experience in virtual reality with large sample. That's what has been addressed in this thesis. It is necessary to use other measures instead of limiting oneself to a single measure, which is the CARS, to enhance the study findings. Second, as for virtual reality technology, the content should be diversified, and researchers should not rely on single type of content in future studies and research. Third recommendation, the experience should be utilized in several cases instead of being limited to just one case. Fourth recommendation, conducting experiments for a longer period of time. And last recommendation, there should be an interest in artificial intelligence, which has become a focal point for major researchers in various fields. It is certain that this field will hold significant place in psychology in both developed and even developing countries if attention is given to it, and it is integrated with the human sciences. Additionally, it could serve as a starting point for research that combines modern technology with clinical psychology. And thank you for your attention.